Dick, that's a sex machine to all the chicks. You're damn right. Who is the man that would risk his neck for his brother, man? Can you dig it? Cat that won't cop out when there's danger all about. Right on. You see, this cat chef is a bad mother.
Shut your mouth.
What I'm talking about, Chef?
Well, we can do it.
He's a complicated man, but no one understands him but his woman.
John Jack.
WDJO, Cincinnati.
The following is a paid program. Its views and opinions are not necessarily those of this station or its management.
Good morning, and welcome to the Rock and Roll Real Estate Hour starring Gary Rossignol of RE/MAX. To be part of the program, dial 513-563-1480 to get your answers to questions about your home and property. That number again, 513-563-1480. Now, here's Gary.
Birthday. There we go. Another year gone by. Another birthday. Thanks to everyone with well wishes yesterday and today, especially my family, my RE/MAX and BSI families and friends. This is Kermit Ruffins and Rebirth Brass Band. Compliments my friend Bill Tipkemper sent that to me yesterday. Isn't that cool? There we go. I'd like to introduce my special guest this morning. He has been here many times. He's the executive director with LegalShield, and that we will explain in a moment. That's high honors. I call him my friend, Mr. Mike Little, and, well, you didn't bring the boss with you, but she's probably watching, huh?
Yeah, she's definitely watching. She's out working the food ministry this morning.
There you go. Yeah, got to say hi to Nancy.
Definitely got to say hi to the boss.
She is the boss.
You got that right. You need to know anything, call her. You know what they say, behind every successful man, there's a surprise mother-in-law.
and mine's Mary Jo. Mary Jo, thank you. I know she's watching or listening this morning, and She put everything together yesterday. We had fun. We had we had the family over. I had Addie and Maddie, my 2 little 3-year-old granddaughters, and Brinley, my 5-year-old granddaughter, and we were on the couch, and they were FaceTiming Brianna and Andrew, who are away at college. So we had all 5 of my grandkids with me, and the 6th on its way, and she was there with Mommy yesterday.
I'll tell you, they're special. The grandkids are special.
Is everything,
You got
family
that
and
right.
friends.
You got that right.
And that's why we're here today. But before we get into that, give away some money. Let's have
There
some
you go.
prizes. Give some prizes away. I love giving things away. So, and by the way, if you have a question for us this morning, we encourage questions. Just call us at 513-563-1480. Jot that number down because you can win a $10 gift card at Starbucks. This is a Name That Band. Bill, I think you might know this. We were an American rock band formed in Los Angeles in 1965. The lineup included Howard Kalin and Mark Volman, better known as Flo and Ed, and they had a #1 hit in 1967, Happy Together. Name that band. You know it. You remember?
Got an idea.
Okay. All right. We'll give away 2 $10 gift cards to Starbucks, 513-51480. They're better known as Flo and Eddie. They had a hit song, Happy Together, back in 1967. The phone lines are lighting up. Keep Dan busy. And if we get enough calls, maybe we'll give away a 3rd gift card. Who knows? Yeah, we can do it. We can do 3 today if we want to. Sure. So Mike, and I've got Bill Kerrigan with us. He usually calls in, but he'll be on the show a little bit later on with a special guest calling in. But Mike, you are the executive director. Now, that title comes with a big pay chunk, right?
Yeah, but I don't want IRS listening,
Right. You
Yeah, it's a
call
lot of work.
Then you have to call your attorney.
That's right. Yeah, definitely got to call them again. So, but yeah, it's an honor. It's we worked hard. I looked at this program back in 1995. I was an insurance agent. So the owner, we're always looking for good services that'll help our clients and stuff like that. And I ran into a good friend of mine, very successful friend, and he was talking about what we were doing, and he had a business about like mine, and he was mentoring me as well. And he said, you need to take a look at this program, and I said, well, what is it? And he explained to me, and back then it was called Prepaid Legal Services.
Right.
And today they've rebranded, LegalShield. And I said, well, basically, what is prepaid legal? I didn't know. Most people today don't know. I never prepaid credit cards.
That's what it was when I got involved with it.
Yeah, years ago, and a lot of rebranding going on. And it said LegalShield gives you the ability to talk to a lawyer on any legal matter without to worry about the high hourly cost. It said for a flat monthly fee, you can access legal advice no matter how traumatic or trivial the issue may be. He said what it means, Mike, to your clients, no matter how big the problem is or how small the problem is, if it's important to them, it's important to the law firm. But then he told me the price. I said, wait a minute.
No way.
Yeah, you can get a membership today for $29.95. It covers your entire family. And I'm thinking just like everybody else, if the cost is cheap, the value cheap. I'm thinking, well, are they paralegals? Did they pass the bar? Are they behind the bar, under the bar, whatever it may be? But he told me the concept, and it really made a lot of sense because being in the insurance industry, it's the law of large numbers. That's how insurance works. He said they go into every state and they put in a provider firm, which is a group of attorneys. And they get 1/3 of every dollar goes in based on the number of memberships in the state. In Ohio, where we're at, we got 50,000 plus memberships.
50,000
plus
times
about $10. That's their piece of the pie.
Okay.
And if you multiply that out, Gary, that's $500,000. Now let me
a month.
Yeah, definitely a month.
A month.
So again, these are not paralegals. The average lawyer in the law firm's been practicing over 22 years. And what made it so unique that our clients not only have access in the state they live in, it's nationwide. It's like a blanket that lays on top of them no matter where they're at. If they got a problem or situation, they have coverage.
Yeah.
So after 15 days of researching, because, as an agency owner, I couldn't put anything in my client base that would upset them, because I didn't want to lose clients. So after 15 days of research, the more I tried to shoot holes through it, the more excited I got with it. And here we are 27 years later, still marketing. And as we was talking now, the company's saying we're marketing a membership every 10 seconds right now. A membership is being sold.
Nationally?
Nationally, yeah.
Wow.
I wish it was my company, but it's nationally on that. And the reason why it's affordable, for less than $1 a day, there's so much in the benefits, but they're using it. It's something that we want them to use, and we don't penalize them for using it. So it's not like your car insurance. I used to say, whoever came up with that idea had to be a genius. Think about it.
Yeah.
As long as you pay on time and don't use it, you can keep it. You start using it, you're going to get that letter 1201, such and such a date, you no longer have coverage. But with our program, we want them to use it. We don't penalize the program. So it's really a unique program.
And I have an app on my phone. So, I mean, if I ever need, let's say I'm out at midnight or something and getting a little fender bender or whatever, and the police are called, and I need to talk to an attorney, I just hit the little red dot on my app.
Yeah, we have 24/7 access. Now, the after hours, our law firms are open 9 to 5. Okay, that's the serious stuff. The after hours, there's an accident with an injury, or maybe they've pulled you over and find out you got 3 warrants on you in Pennsylvania for writing bad checks. I've never
That's
been
not
to
me.
Pennsylvania.
That's right, yeah.
Yeah, and you say, the officer's going to ask, is this your name? Is this your social security number? You say, yes, yes. I promise all you're going to hear is click, click, watch your head get in the back seat. You're going to jail, you know. But maybe it's on a Christmas morning, Super Bowl Sunday, who knows? And they're knocking on your door, child custody, talking about taking your things, you tap that red button for. It's not that Nancy wakes up at 3 o'clock in the morning and she's tired she wants a divorce, she's tired of my snoring, that can wait during normal hours. So we do have, and again, I use that word a lot, unique, because this membership is so unique that they have access. And again, I want you to understand, these are not paralegals. There's firms out there that we're paying over $1 million a month to handle our clients.
Well, I have the small business right on because being a realtor, I need to have a little bit extra coverage than what the average family would have. So, and I belong to a nonprofit called CARE, Cincinnati Aging Resource Experts. And next week, with Oasis member of CARE will be my guest. But being a nonprofit, a 501c3, it was suggested that we have some liability insurance for the members. And we got a couple of quotes, and Cheryl Jeffers said, I don't know what. I says, well, send the policy over to me. I'll run it up to my attorney. Says, oh, you have an, I says, oh, yeah, I have an attorney on retainer. So I sent it up. Bob Griffin looked it over, and he called me back the same day. I mean, just a few hours later, he says, I looked this over. He says, I would suggest option 1 on page 4. He says, other than that, he says, it looks really good. Very affordable, good coverage. He says, you're good to go. But take option 1 on page 4. Now that, if I had a local attorney read that over and give me that advice, what would that cost me? $400, $500, $600, $800?
Who knows? And that's one thing, again, Gary, that when you do call in, okay, and you're going to get a case number, and what they're doing, going to call you back. And they're under contract with our home office, with LegalShield itself, that within 4 hours, someone specialized in that area of law is going to call you back. Okay, so, if you have a real estate problem, you're not going to get a domestic attorney calling you back.
Right.
So these are people that specialize. But the key is they're under contract. So when that call actually went into, because micromanagement service is what they do, and that was a big thing for me in the beginning, is when you call in, that phone actually rings in home office. Now, they don't pick it up. They monitor it. They know how many times that phone will actually ring. That's what is incredible right there. And how long it takes for our law firm to get back with you. So a lot of times, it's an hour, a couple hours, 15, 20 minutes, just depending on how busy the firm is at that moment. But they are under contract. Within 4 hours, you will get a call back.
Yeah.
So that's powerful. You're not waiting 2 days or anything like that.
Yeah. I was involved in a real estate transaction, which I hope I'm involved in real estate transactions on a regular basis so far this year. Good year. But last year I had a seller client. We right away, And, of course, sellers have to provide a property disclosure. Well, they never had a wet basement or water in the basement. Well, the buyer moves in, and within a week, we had some heavy rains. Their sump pump died. Well, they called an attorney, and their attorney contacted me, contacted the seller by letter, and they wanted the seller to repair the basement. He says, I never had water. Well, the more we dug into it, found out the sump pump died. Well, they're not responsible for the sump pump. Once you sign the contract and you get the keys handed to you, that's it. Lock, stock, and barrel, you know? And if they didn't have a 1-year warranty to cover a sump pump or an issue like that, that's on them. So I called my LegalShield attorney, and they looked it over, and they called me back. They says, you have no problem. You know, whatever E&O do get sued, we will. And, you know, I've got hours and hours and hours of court time and pre-court and all that, you know, built up. I mean, I've been a member for 20 years. So, yeah, but the peace of mind, Mike, to know that all I have to do is make a phone call and we're good to go.
I think you said it right there, peace of mind.
Exactly, right. The Rock and Roll Real Estate Hour is brought to you today by the Rock and Roll Real Estate team of RE/MAX Preferred Group, and our number is 513-777-2402. Look us up on the internet at rockandcincy.com. I'd like to express my gratitude to all our troops, veterans, first responders, and our heroes in service and healthcare. That's the nurses, the doctors, the nurses' aides, the healthcare staff, our police and firefighters. So often they deal with life and death situations, and especially during this pandemic. Thank them and keep them in your thoughts and prayers. A simple thank you to a uniformed service person brings a smile on their face. That's, you know, they don't get paid enough for what they do for us, but thank them. After our break, we're going to have a moment with Myles, and then Mike and I are going to give you the do's and don'ts after a scam. You're listening to the Rock and Roll Real Estate Hour on WDJO 1480 AM, now on FM 99.5 and 107.9.
House is a rockin', don't bother knocking, yeah, the house is a rockin'.
What if instead of shelling out hefty fees for a few days of legal help, you paid a monthly membership and got a law firm for life? LegalShield provides affordable, comprehensive, full-service legal and identity theft coverage. LegalShield offers personal and business plans that cover virtually all legal contingencies. Contact Gary Rossignol, your independent LegalShield associate, at 513-543-2513 or visit lsgaryrossignol.com. With LegalShield, you can live life knowing you have a lawyer in your back pocket. At the same time, isn't emptying it.
Jackson Brown. Live in concert in Cincinnati. Jackson Brown at the Andrew J. Brady Music Center, Friday, June 24th. Get tickets now at Ticketmaster.com and BradyMusicCenter.com. The Grammy-nominated album Downhill from Everywhere is available now. Check more at JacksonBrown.com.
Are you faced with a big repair on your vehicle? I may have the solution. Hi, I'm Robert Nolan of John Nolan Auto Service. You won't have to worry about your ability to pay for your next repair with our 100-day, no-interest financing with Snap Finance. No credit, bad credit, never a problem, and most of all, no credit check. So if you're hearing strange noises coming from your transmission, that grinding noise is getting louder and louder, just call us at John Nolan Auto Service at 859-261-8833, and we'll guide you through the process. Peace of mind payments with Snap Finance is another reason more people have chosen to trust their vehicle repairs to John Nolan Auto Service. John Nolan Auto Service is conveniently located in Newport, Kentucky. Call us and set up your appointment at 859-261-8833 today.
One word that I would have to describe Dr. Peck would be perfectionist. I didn't like pictures taken because I could see my smile was not very attractive. Basically, I'd gotten to the point where I was going to have dentures. And so that's when we started the long journey, despite the time, the effort, the money. I would do this over again. People at work say, your teeth really look nice. And I said, I know, don't they?
For your own beautiful new smile, call Dr. Fred Peck at 513-621-7666 or visit pecksmiles.com.
I'm Connie Birdwell, and I love my new smile.
Cincinnati Dancing Pig.
Not a dancing pig, but a flying pig for your pest control. Flying Pig Pest Control is Cincinnati hometown proud and serving the Tri-State. Unlike many larger national companies, Flying Pig Pest Control does not employ cookie-cutter programs. Flying Pig Pest Control works for ants, termites, stinging insects, and other pests. Enjoy your outdoor living spaces with mosquito control from Flying Pig Pest Control, your local hometown proud pest control company. Visit flyingpigpest.com or call 993-5455 today.
Cincinnati Dancing Pig. Get on. Let's rock the house.
Thanks for listening and watching. We're now on Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter. I'm Gary Rossignol, the certified residential specialist with RE/MAX Preferred Group, better known as Cincinnati's rock and roll realtor. And now this is the moment we have all been waiting for. This is the captain of our ship, Mr. Myles Beersford. He comes on every Saturday morning and gives us those little tidbits of thought for the day. They're always cute, informative, and very helpful, and I appreciate that. Good morning, Myles.
Hey, Gary, rock and roll, my friend. Gary, speaking to the consumer this morning, please make sure that the agent you are dealing with fully explains that Ohio law protects you in the transaction. Whether you are listing, buying, or leasing property, a real estate agent can provide you with expertise and assistance. In some cases, the real estate agent will represent you as his or her client. In other instances, you may be working with the agent as a customer. In either event, the law protects buyers and sellers with required disclosures and forms prior to your purchase. The following disclosures are required in Ohio: the Consumer Guide to Agency Relationships, an agency disclosure statement, and the Residential Property Disclosure Form. Your agent should also present you with a lead-based paint disclosure, and if an agent is buying or selling a property for himself, he or she must disclose that they are a licensed real estate agent. And that's this morning's moment with Myles.
There you go. Thank you, Myles. And you know what? Realtors in both Ohio and Kentucky, we must have E&O insurance. And, you know, I feel like I'm really privileged because I have a lot more coverage of that because I have LegalShield behind me. So what my E&O doesn't cover, LegalShield will for me. And I still don't practice law on retainer. So,
got your bases covered.
I do, and I feel so confident and comfortable with that, like peace of mind. Mm-hmm. It's just a peace of mind that I have. Yeah, absolutely. Next week, my guest is Jenny Sanchez with Oasis Senior Advisors, and she is a member of Cincinnati. Our attention to him and his special guest calling in. I'm grateful to all my regular listeners each week, and that would be Carol from South Lebanon, Felicia, Leah Crane, Richard Cox, Don Parks, Jane Reel, Tim Flem, my family, and also all the realtor friends that tune in or watch each week. Thank you, each and every one of you. If you do have a question for us, I'm sure you got some things rumbling around in your brain. What's this LegalShield stuff? Why do I need it? Why haven't I heard about it before? Well, give us a call at 513-563-1480. If you do have LegalShield and you want to give us a little testimony of how it works, 513-563-1480. We do have a couple winners. We have Bill Dahl and Jane Bansfield. The answer to the trivia question, who made had the number one hit back in 1967, Happy Together. The band's name is The Turtles. Originally, they spell it Tyrtles, and it got to be so confusing. They wanted to be a little off the grid, be different, but it was confusing, so they went to and then through the years, of course, they had some legal issues with the recording studio. They needed LegalShield. They needed LegalShield back then because they had to give up the name Turtles. That's when they went to Flo and Eddie. And they're still performing today as Flo and Eddie, members of the Turtles.
members only.
Anyhow. So, Mike, LegalShield is not a law firm, but they do have the best attorneys. And you've got them on retainer 24/7. Just a little information here to protect your legal rights in times of uncertainty. Now, we are in uncertain times.
Definitely.
When the pandemic hit, your membership tripled.
Exactly.
That's kind of unique, isn't it?
Yeah, what the companies, like I said before, what the company right now is saying is that about every 10 seconds, a membership is being bought across the country. And it's the reason, if you actually look at and dissect the membership, it's something we use on a daily basis. Most people, they think, well, I don't need an attorney, I'm not in trouble.
Yeah.
Well, I think you just gave a great example that good people do get in trouble, and they can't control it.
Right.
So we do have the 24/7 access, and it's not a financial decision. It's just a decision. I bought a cup of coffee here this morning. It was $2, so that wasn't a decision. Well, I want that coffee. But like I said, it covers the entire family, the member, the spouse, children up to 26 years old.
So you have kids in college. I've
Exactly.
got a granddaughter. They're 2 hours away, and they both have cars. Accidents happen.
Exactly right. And one thing I'd like to touch on here, what the company was founded on, it was created out of need, not out of greed. We know a lot of companies today are created out of greed. The founder of the company, Mr. Stonecipher, was in an accident, and he woke up in the hospital, and he found out he had, hospitalization to take care of the hospital bills, car insurance to take care of the wrecked car, and life insurance in case anything drastic happened. But he was being sued.
Ooh.
In our society, you don't have to be guilty to go to court. You just have to be accused. So after it's all said and done, the judge said, you won. He said, but my checkbook shows a loss. So he left, some research. He was an insurance agent as well.
Of course, the attorneys were smiling from ear to ear.
But his research led him into Europe. In Europe, since the early 1900s, that they've had a legal plan. In some countries in jumping for a second, that one of our benefits is so strong that heaven forbid that you have an accident and someone is killed. You could be charged with involuntary manslaughter, negligent homicide, or vehicular homicide. Those are criminal charges. There's not a car insurance company in this country
Not a one, no.
going to cover you for criminal. Now they're going to take care of your civil up your liabilities you have damaged. It could be like this morning, maybe there's ice on the road, you cross left to center line, and there's an accident, someone's killed. You didn't mean to do it, but you did it.
Right.
That's why they call it involuntary manslaughter. So how would you forge your attorneys today when they tell me the average vehicle homicide can run anywhere between $20,000 to $80,000, and a retainer's $10,000 to $20,000?
A real simple example, I have a flat roof on my dormer of my house, and it was about 8 or 9 years old, and we noticed some water coming in through the bedroom upstairs. So I had my roofer come out, and he saw where there was 2 holes had been chewed through the top of that roof. And right away he says, squirrel damage. So he wrote it up, squirrel damage. We had the new roof put on. It was like $5,500. And I turned it in to the insurance, and they denied it. The insurance does not cover squirrel damage. So I says, well, what does it cover? And he says, well, not squirrel damage. So I called LegalShield, and they says, well, call the roofer, have it rewritten, and send it back to me. We wrote it up as critter damage, and guess what? The insurance company covered it. But having the legal back there,
Right.
just to call and say, what do I do here?
Right. Right.
That saved me $5,500.
Not bad.
Yeah. So with the pandemic, you have healthcare issues.
Mm-hmm.
You have child care and education concerns, employment matters.
Sure. Do I go to work or I don't go to work?
Right.
They say they're going to fire me. They're not going to fire me.
Exactly.
Scared,
Exactly.
So
right.
Usage is
that
up.
all spawned out of the out of having gone through the pandemic.
Correct.
A couple do's and don'ts, real quick. Let's say report a fraud.
Mm-hmm.
Be sure and report a fraud, but don't be embarrassed.
Definitely. A lot of people are, especially today when they're calling the senior market. The senior market is so vulnerable.
Yeah.
That they'll call up, my grandson's in trouble, your grandson's in trouble, and we need $400. Go to Kroger's and get 2 Visa cards for $200 each. Come on.
The grandparent scam. Yeah.
Yeah, but, they get it.
It's real. Yeah.
Exactly. Is.
Yeah. So do you like the oldies? Tune in Sunday nights at 7 p.m. for John Englehart and Sunday Soda Shop right here on WDJO. You've been listening to the Rock and Roll Real Estate Hour on WDJO. Don't touch that dial. We will be back with my music history and 6 common scams. We told you a couple already. You're listening to Rock and Roll Real Estate Hour on WDJO, 1480 AM, now on FM 995 and 107.9.
The knocking in the house is a rockin', don't you bother, come on in.
What if instead of shelling out hefty fees for a few days of legal help, you paid a monthly membership and got a law firm for life? LegalShield provides affordable, comprehensive, full-service legal and identity theft coverage. LegalShield offers personal and business plans that cover virtually all legal contingencies. Contact Gary Rossignol, your independent LegalShield associate, at 513-543-2513 or visit lsgaryrossignol.com. With LegalShield, you can live life knowing you have a lawyer in your back pocket. At the same time, isn't emptying it.
The Temptations, live. And on the same show, iconic music legends, the Righteous Brothers. Blue-Eyed Soul meets Motor City Soul. Saturday, June 25th, Rose Music Center at the Heights. The Temptations and the Righteous Brothers together live. Reserve seats on sale now at Ticketmaster.com and RoseMusicCenter.com.
Guys, are you tired of paying hundreds of dollars? Hi, I'm Dan Beebe, owner of Save Discount Drugs in Covington, and we are excited to offer generic alternatives to Viagra and Cialis for as little as $5 per dose. Give us a call at 859-431-2857 to find out more. Save Discount Drugs can help you in other ways too. If you are uninsured or have high deductible insurance, Save Discount Drugs offers everyday low pricing on all of our medications, not just a few that are on the list. We even offer select antibiotics for just $1. So call us at 859-431-2857 to see how you can at Save Discount Drugs. We have free parking behind the store with a convenient back entrance. Save Discount Drugs is located 4 doors north of the Madison Theater at 716 Madison Avenue in downtown Covington. That's Save Discount Drugs, 859-431-2857, or check us out online at savediscountdrugs.com.
Hear what customers are saying.
One of the cutest little places with options for both indoor and outdoor seating that adapts to all seasons. In summer, the patio is set with a great seasonal cocktail menu. In colder weather, they do have a giant fire to gather around and keep you warm. And you can enjoy a drink inside a cozy atmosphere. My favorite, great vibes place and perfect for a relaxing night with close friends.
The Blind Lemon, open 7 nights a week. Live music 7 nights a week. The Blind Lemon, 936 Hatch, Mount Adams.
At the Covered Bridge Antique Mall, and we're starting our 30th year in business with a sale and celebration March 25th through the 27th during regular business hours. We'll be offering 15% off all items, $5 and up store-wide. Enjoy some refreshments and music as you stroll through the aisles filled with unique treasures from the past. While you're here, register for our gift certificate. Reagan Highway in the heart of Mount Healthy. 513-521-5739.
I do solemnly swear that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the United States of America Congratulations, you are now in the Army. You are all privates. That's the way you will be addressed from now on. Private Presley, you'll be in charge of the group.
There you go. One of my favorite parts of the show. And on my birthday, March 25th, back in 1958, having been sworn in as Private 533-10761, the previous day, Elvis Presley received the regulation short back and sides haircut from Army barber James Peterson. Presley would earn $78 a month as an Army private.
For occupation GI Blue.
On my birthday, back in 1963, Johnny Cash recorded the June Carter Merle Kilgore song Ring of Fire. The song was originally recorded by June's sister Anita Carter on her 1963 Old and New as Love's Ring of Fire. Well, Cash claimed he had a dream where he heard the song accompanied by Mexican trumpets. It became the biggest hit of Johnny Cash's career, staying at number one on the U.S. charts for 7 weeks. On my birthday back in 1967, Turtles started a 3-week run at number one on the U.S. singles chart with Happy Together. The song was written by Gary Bonner and Galen Gordon, former members of a band known as the Magicians. The song had been rejected a dozen times before it was offered to the Turtles, and the demo acetate was worn off. Shame on them for turning that down. On my birthday back in 1969, John Lennon and Yoko Ono started their week-long bed-in suite at the Amsterdam Hilton Hotel. The couple invited the world's press into their hotel room every day to talk about promoting world peace. We need a big bed-in today. On my birthday back in 1983, Motown Records celebrated its 25th anniversary with a concert in Pasadena featuring the Supremes, Stevie Wonder, the Temptations, the Four Tops, Martha Reeves, Junior Walker, the Commodores, Marvin Gaye, Smokey Robinson, and the Jackson 5. Whoa, what a lineup that was. On March 25th, back in 1989, Madonna was at number one on the singles chart with Like a Prayer, the singer's sixth number one song. The song was accompanied by a highly controversial music video, which in 2005 was voted the most groundbreaking music video of all time by reviewers of MTV. And on March 25th, back in 2005, Ozzy Osbourne and his wife Sharon Osbourne were forced to flee their Buckinghamshire mansion after a blaze broke out as they slept. Ozzy and his wife were roused by a fire alarm and ran to safety in the garden, rescuing their pets as they escaped. Good for them. And on my birthday, March 25th, born on this day in 1942, we share the same birthday. American singer and songwriter Aretha Franklin, the Queen of Soul, who had the 1967 number one single Respect, the 1994 single I Say a Little Prayer, and the 1987 number one single with George Michael, I Knew Waiting. She scored over 15 other top 40 hits and won 18 Grammys during her career. Woo! Aretha died on August the 16th in 2018 in Detroit at the age of 76 after being diagnosed with cancer. But wow, what a career, man. So there you go. I had a blast researching these history notes for you. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. I'm called the Rock and Roll Realtor because I play with the greatest classic rock band, Bluestone Ivory. You missed us last Saturday. We had a packed house at Jim and Jack's. But you can catch us on July the 9th at Keener Park. We'll be at Sunset Beach Bar and Grill on July the 30th, and at Coney Island with J.D. Hughes on August the 5th, Arlington Memorial Gardens for a concert. They're dying to come and hear us there at the cemetery. That'll be on August the 14th. We'll be at Deerfield Township and also Bridgewater Falls this summer. Dates are not set on that. If you're active or retired from the military, thank you. There are several special programs to help you buy a home. I feel very qualified to help you, our military buyers and sellers, having the Military Relocation Professional certification. So just call me at 513-777-2402. Now, I've got Mike Little. He is the executive director of LegalShield. I've known Mike for 10, 12, 15, 20 years.
My hair was brown when we met.
But we're having a blast. I know you get to travel a lot.
Yes.
And you and your boss Nancy get to have a lot of fun. You got a home, got a great family, so do I. And most families, oh yeah, we do. We have a caller on. Oh, almost forgot about that. Let's talk to is it Eddie? Okay. Eddie, good morning. Thanks for holding for us.
Good morning, sir. How are you this morning?
We're doing fantastic. I got Mike Little here. I think you know Mike.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Mike introduced me to LegalShield some 20 years ago. It's like most people, you think, a legal plan? I got a membership to a gym. I've got a membership to subscription for papers and magazines. I've never heard of a subscription or a plan to a legal involving lawyers. Does that ring a bell to anybody?
Oh, yeah. Been there, done that.
Okay.
So you bought it, right?
Yes, sir. I bought it. Loved it. I would never get rid of it. If it wasn't for cell phones today, I would let the cell phone cut off before I allow the membership to lapse. It has saved me more money on a yearly basis than the membership cost. And what a lot of people don't want to realize is because the working class has been taught never to use an attorney because of costs.
Mm-hmm.
The business owner has been taught to use an attorney to make a better business decision. That has to change in America, and that's why a lot of us get bullied around. And, when letters show up in the mail, for instance, last May I had an instance where a raccoon had ripped open the bottom set of shingles into my home and climbed into the attic area. And we kept hearing this scratching and crawling around, and we couldn't figure out if it was a squirrel or raccoon, but I certainly wasn't going to place my hand inside that hole to grab whatever was walking around. So I called a wildlife removal place. In return, told me it would cost $149 to stop out and take care of this situation. Great. I'll pay over the phone. When can you do it? And they told me, well, 2 weeks from now, we'll have someone come out. Okay. So I paid $149 over the phone. Well, these people come out. My wife is home. They take pictures, and they drive away. So a few days later, I get a bill for $1,200. Let's see, I got the paperwork here. $1,207.71. And I called them up. I said, can I please explain to me what the $1,200 is for? Well, $149 was to come out and assess the problem. $475 is to remove the problem. And the remaining amount from the $475 to the $1,200 was to fix the shingle and the wood that the raccoon had destroyed to get in.
And they didn't even do the work.
Hadn't even done the work yet. So now here we are 4 weeks, into 3 weeks going into 4. And I said, wait a minute, this isn't right. Okay, you told me $149. I paid you $149. Well, $149 was just to come out and assess the problem. Well, I told you and sent you 2 pictures what the assessment was. Why do I need to pay you to come and assess it? So, I just simply told the lady, the manager there, her name was Lindsay, and I simply said to her, ma'am, look, I'm going to have to call my attorney. This is bad. This is ugly. And she said, sir, how many times we hear that? I said, did you hear what? Hear that we're going to call. So after contacting the law firm and sending out a letter, and when you contact the law firm and between them and you guys decide if a phone call or letter is best for the situation, when they send a letter on your behalf to a third party, you get a copy of that letter. So you always know in advance what's going on. And lo and behold, at the bottom of this letter, it says it's a clear basis of foregoing for this company. I just didn't want to read their name over the air.
No.
Has breached its constitutional and other legal obligations. Be advised, it's my opinion and actions and conduct described above in the facts that this is a bait and switch.
Yeah.
Well, that's powerful, because I wouldn't have known to say those things on the phone.
Yeah. So we got like 15 seconds left, Eddie. So did it all get resolved then?
It all got resolved and got my money back, and things happen.
Yeah.
And you need to take action. You can't not answer the phone and pick up the phone. You got to make a move.
Right. Thank you, Eddie. That's a great story, great testimonial. We appreciate that.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Thank you.
You bet. You bet.
Bye-bye.
So, I mean, that says it all right there.
Yeah.
I mean, all of us have homes, whether you're leasing, owning, or mortgaging it or whatever. We're all buying. Yeah. You're going to buy, sell a house. You need to have things double checked, triple checked. And the moment with Myles was about realtors having to provide you with certain disclosures. You're liable for those disclosures. If I don't do my job, you need to have those disclosures anyway. And if somebody tries to sue you for something frivolous like that, you need to have an attorney. Now, had he called a regular attorney, not only would he owe the $1,200 plus the $190.49 that he've already paid, but he'd have paid about $500, $600, $800, $1,200 in legal fees.
What I like about the membership is we end this up here is that he didn't have to access his wallet to access his rights.
Right, exactly. All right, the Rock and Roll Real Estate Hour is brought to you today by the Rock and Roll Real Estate Team, and we can provide you with LegalShield and ID. We didn't even get into ID. but anyhow, call me this week at 513-777-2402, and I know Bill Kerrigan at the bit to find out more about this stuff, and we're going to take care of him this week. Stay tuned. Next, we do have a visit with Bill Kerrigan. He's right here in the studio with the Dragonfly Foundation. You've been listening to the Rock and Roll Real Estate Hour on WDJO 1480 AM, now on FM 995 and 107.9.
Cincinnati dancing pig.
Not a dancing pig, but a flying pig for your pest control. Flying Pig Pest Control is Cincinnati hometown proud and serving the tri-state. Unlike many larger national pest control does not employ cookie-cutter programs. Flying Pig Pest Control provides a customized approach for ants, termites, stinging insects, and other pests. Enjoy your outdoor living spaces with mosquito control from Flying Pig Pest Control, your local hometown proud pest control company. Visit flyingpigpest.com or call 513-993-5455 today.
Cincinnati.
MEMI presents Mickey Dolenz Celebrates the Monkees.
I'm a believer, I couldn't leave her if I tried.
Live at the Andrew J. Brady Music Center, Saturday, April 9th. Hear all of the Monkees' greatest hits, performed by the legendary singer.
Another Pleasant Valley Sunday.
Tickets are available now at Ticketmaster.com. Mickey Dolenz Celebrates the Monkees. Live at the Andrew J. Brady Music Center, Saturday, April 9th.
When you need the expertise of a top-notch plumbing company, it's Zinn's Plumbing you ought to call. Oh, they may be at the bottom of the alphabetical listing, but the service and pricing of Zinn's Plumbing puts them at the head of the class. They don't keep you waiting for hours on end on appointment calls. Zinn's Plumbing works within a 2-hour time, so you don't waste your time waiting for a service technician. And when a Zinn's plumber comes to solve your problem, you can feel confident the job will be done right. With Zinn's Plumbing, you'll always know what the cost will be before they start. They bill on a flat rate basis instead of an inefficient hourly billing system. Zinn's state-of-the-art trucks carry thousands of parts to complete your job with no needless delays. Well-trained professional plumbing technicians and courteous customer service are the hallmark of Zinn's Plumbing. It's a local family business proudly serving Greater Cincinnati since 1976. They can probably schedule your appointment today. Give Zinn's Plumbing a call at 681-2501. 681-2501. Zinn's Plumbing.
This is Anita Berry, your Medicare plan coach. Are you turning 65 soon, retiring from work, or just received Medicare due to a disability? The options can be quite confusing. I am a local independent broker representing many companies. I will help you navigate them start to finish, educating you on the various options available. I do not charge a fee. Please call me at 513-739-6028 or visit my website, anita@yourmedicareplancoach.com.
What if instead of shelling out hefty fees for a few days of legal help, you paid a monthly membership and got a law firm for life? LegalShield provides affordable, comprehensive, full-service legal and identity theft coverage. LegalShield offers personal and business plans that cover virtually all legal contingencies. Contact Gary Rossignol, your independent LegalShield associate, at 513-543-2513. Or visit lsgaryrossignol.com. With LegalShield, you can live life knowing you have a lawyer in your back pocket. At the same time, isn't emptying it.
Get on. Let's rock the house.
Hey, we've been rocking and rolling this morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Gary Rossignol, your senior real estate specialist with RE/MAX Preferred Group. The Dragonfly Foundation supports pediatric cancer families and patients by building a network that connects Dragonfly families to each other and the community, providing programs that enhance quality of life, enhancing programs, and partner with Cincinnati Children's Hospital. This gentleman is on the board of directors of Dragonfly Foundation. He's their number one fan for years. Behind me. This is my friend, Mr. Bill Kerrigan. Good morning, Bill.
Hey, good morning, Gary. How you doing?
All right. Let's do that. There you go. All right. So we want to get right into the meat and potatoes. You have a special guest calling in. He's one of the owners of Paxton's Grill and Ramsey's Trailside in Loveland.
That's right.
And
my friend Ralph Dunnigan. I've known Ralph for probably about 12 years now. When I moved back to Cincinnati from Chicago, just ends up that Paxton's was the closest restaurant to my house, and it turned into my second kitchen. They're just outstanding food, great bar, phenomenal people, and Ralph keeps his staff forever. He's had waitresses with him for years and years.
Oh, that says a lot right there.
Big time. So Ralph is calling in this morning.
And his heart is this big, and if you're watching on Facebook, Twitter, or LinkedIn, you can see it's this big. So with no further ado, let's bring on Mr. Ralph Dunnigan. Good morning, Ralph.
Good morning, Gary. Good morning, Bill. How are you this fine, snowy morning?
We're doing great.
Take it, Bill.
Doing great. So Ralph, you've been doing this with us, the Dragonfly Foundation, for this is, I think, our 5th year. And, our friendship it kind of led to this. But why don't you tell us a little bit about why Paxton's and Ramsey's get behind the Dragonfly Foundation every March?
Well, I think my partners and all the management staff and the crew just have that way of helping out the community and use other groups as well. And Dragonfly Foundation is a great organization, and we love helping out.
Well, I'll tell you what, it's been amazing, Ralph. I mean, I know that we have raised thousands and thousands of dollars by now. For Gary's listeners who have not been to Loveland in a while, why don't you just give us a quickie overview of what Paxton's is about, and then also Ramsey's?
Certainly. We're both in downtown historic Loveland, right across the bike trail from each other. Ramsey's is a bit bigger restaurant than we are, but we've been there longer. We've opened in Ramsey's a few years ago after the fire in Loveland. Menus are similar but different, and that's what we wanted when we first came up with a restaurant concept like Ramsey's Trailside. But Paxton's Grill has been a staple in the community for years, as Bill knows, and we love having customers like him and, love to help out.
Well, I'll tell you what, Ralph, I will tell you that I think Paxton's is probably one of the most consistently great sports bar / casual dining establishments. Everything from their salads to their sandwiches to their burgers to their wings. They just really put out great product. And full bar. So if you're a craft beer fan, they've got craft beers on tap 24/7, 365, and then a full bar as well. So just a great place to hang out and watch the basketball games. And Ralph, have you been busy during the tournament?
We have. Very good crowds and a lot of fun, and what a great tournament, huh? Unbelievable upsets and just a lot of fun.
I would have liked to have had a wager on the St. Peter's Peacocks going to the Elite Eight. I think I might have been able to cash out, Ralph.
Well, you may have. Who knows?
And so we've got
they have another tough matchup tomorrow. So.
Big time. So we've got a few more games left. We've got the Elite game, the Elite 8 games starting today, and that continues tomorrow. And then next weekend we'll have the Final Four and the championships on the following Monday night. So, what else would you like? Go ahead,
Bill. We're happy to donate a portion of all our sales to the Dragonfly Foundation during those games. So if you're out and about in downtown Loveland and want to stop in for a great meal and a drink, do that, and we'd be happy to help you out.
Now, Bill, let me ask you this. Is the portion going to the Dragonfly Foundation only during the basketball games, or is it all the time?
It's during the basketball games. Of course, the first 2 days, it was almost all day because they started at noon.
Gotcha.
But, yeah, it starts with the first game and ends with the last game.
All right, very good. Well, we will definitely stop out at Paxton's Grill or Ramsey's Trailside. I'm going to get with Bill. We're going to have lunch out there one of these days next week. We'll do that for sure. We'll have to look at the game schedule.
We'll have to meet, maybe meet for one of the Final Four games.
Okay, you got it.
There you go.
All right, very good.
Thanks
for calling in.
Bill.
All right, talk to you soon.
Thanks, Ralph.
Yeah, all right. So if you're listening now and you want to help the Dragonfly Foundation, just get your smartphone out and text the word WINGS15, that's WINGS15, to 71777, and you can donate anything from $5 up to whatever makes you feel good about helping the Dragonfly Foundation. They are an incredible nonprofit organization, and I got to say, 87.5% of everything that you donate, the families, they are running on fumes. They use basically volunteers, good folks like Bill Kerrigan, who are not in this for a paycheck. They're in this for for what they do, the good that they do in Cincinnati. We're just about out of time. Thanks for a great show. Thanks for all who tuned in, and my guest, Mike Little. Thank you, Mike. Please remember, I am a realtor, a certified residential specialist, a senior real estate specialist, and a military relocation professional. I am here to help you. So just call me at 513-777-2402. You can listen to the podcasts on rockincincy.com. They are up and running there. Don't forget to hug your kids, call your parents, kiss your spouse every day, and wash your hands constantly, and stay safe. Stepping into the studio live is Wesley Adams and Max Gunderman of the Car Tech Show. So don't leave us yet. And this is Bluestone Irish of a hit Little River Band. And if you have LegalShield, you're not driving me out of my mind. But this song is You're Driving Me Out of My Mind.
Thanks for another great show, and if you have any real estate question, just call me at 513-777-2402 or go to rockandrollrealestateagent.com. Thanks to all my sponsors who make this show possible, as well as Chris and Myles Beersford, brokers of RE/MAX Preferred Group. A special thanks to WDJO station manager Gary Stevens and my producer Dan Gettelfinger. I would also like to shout out to all my clients, friends, family, fans of Blue Sun Ivory, the Dragonfly Foundation, and especially my wife Mary Jo. Until next week, keep knocking on my rockin' houses. So long for now.
The preceding program was a paid program. Its views and opinions expressed are not necessarily those of this station or its management.
WDJO, Cincinnati.
When your car isn't running at its best, it could be wasting fuel. Hi, I'm Dale Donovan from Donovan's Auto and Tire Center, the honest choice for auto repair in Pleasant Ridge, Blue Ash, and at our Volvo Subaru specialty store in Montgomery. Performing regular scheduled maintenance for your vehicle can help